Hey, so glad you're back. So, we are going to talk about the iceberg card, and that is this one here. It's in the feelings category. Whether you have the card, if you have the DIY cutout book, or if you have the digital copy, all of them look the same. So, when we're talking about the iceberg activity, what I want you to keep in mind is this is an activity we can either do through talking, or you can sit down and draw it out, or you can journal about it with your kids. It's also a great activity as the grown-up or the parent to do with them or do it separately. But it's just a good idea because often we're not aware of what do people see on the outside in our feelings, our behaviors, and our reactions, and what are we maybe keeping below the surface, that piece of the iceberg that maybe we don't show, we keep inside. Our blizzard kids, they tend to keep that stuff locked down, and so they look fine on the outside, but they're not on the inside. Um, if you have a child who's maybe a little bit more introverted, so they're not necessarily saying out loud the things that they're thinking, they're keeping those thoughts to themselves, this activity is a great activity. In fact, it's one that I have used in my past counseling practice for over 20 years because I think it's just so insightful. So the rules are really simple. You can draw out an iceberg, or you can just draw out a simple line across the middle of your paper and talk about what's happening above. So the top of the iceberg that everybody sees. So when I go to school, how do I look? What do people know about me from just looking at the outside of me? What do they see when maybe I'm acting a certain way? What types of behaviors are they noticing? So for instance, maybe when I'm angry, they might see a red face, they might see my hands clenched. If I'm sad, you might see tears. Maybe maybe I'm a child or an adult who has more of the facial expression that kind of, as parents, you know what I'm getting ready to say, that RBF face. So we make assumptions by what's on the outside. That doesn't mean it matches what's on the inside. And so on the inside, what we are looking at the bottom of the page, so what's the bottom half of the iceberg? What's the part under the water that nobody can see just walking in a room? What am I not sharing? So maybe it's something like, it really bothers me when kids talk about their moms and my mom isn't here anymore. Maybe it's I'm angry or I'm jealous that these kids have their parents and I don't have mine. It could be something like, my stomach starts to hurt, but I don't tell anybody. Or my head starts to hurt. And those physical symptoms, they might be physical symptoms that show up on the top or the surface. And maybe you as the parent pick up on those and you're very aware of those. But it could be that your child has those more of an underground symptom, that bottom half of the iceberg that they're not actually sharing with you. It could be things like nightmares. Again, maybe they're sharing with you, and so that's something that they're showing on the top, but maybe it's something that they're embarrassed about, and so they're not sharing it. So again, the whole idea is get curious with your kids, get curious with yourself. What are we showing to the outside world, and what are we hiding on the inside? If you would like more help with this, please reach out. I would be happy to help you work through this. Or if you maybe during this activity discover something that you were surprised about and you're not sure how to support your child further, again, please reach out. I have many tools that we can work together.